Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. I'm Indy, he's Doctor, and we're joined today by a very special guest. Our guest today is a radio presenter. She's a creator of a different way to meet people through dating. She's a creator of Matched by Sukh Kaur, a more conventional way of meeting your future partner with her matchmaking services. She also has a long history and experience in the wedding industry and has tried to find her partner through various apps but without any luck. So therefore she created her own way around this. So Sukh, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. That's a nice intro. Thank you.
You gave me like a little paragraph and you said glamorize it, so I did, right?
Yeah, there you go. Great. No, I was
Indy's
impressed.
glitter.
He is.
Indy glitter. I'll take that. Speaking of glitter,
good,
the wallpaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at my wallpaper.
The Wi-Fi.
Because the only reason I'm saying my wallpaper's fantastic, for those of you that are listening by audio, Sukh has blurred her background because she's disgraced by her background in her house.
I'm not disgraced by it. In fact, it will outdo your
Really?
wallpaper.
Ooh, that's it.
I don't believe it
fired,
will.
Shots fired. Yes.
I don't believe it will. No. Look at this silk 1970s wallpaper I've got in the background.
Touch it, Indy. Touch it.
I've got
Touch
like
it for
a
the viewers.
gold foil as well. You look like he's enjoying that. That's sensual.
It does, man.
Listen.
It's got texture on it and everything.
Sukh, I want you to make a profile for Indy, although he's in a long-term committed relationship. Let's just make a joke one, and that should be his picture. Just
I don't think you should.
Indy the stroker. That's your name, mate. All right.
The stroker.
You are the
Karan,
stroker.
do you know the amount of innuendos you'll get with that? You're disgusting, man.
Snippet. This is a snippet. Indy is the stroker. That's your new
You know
name.
what's funny, yeah? You say this is a snippet and this is that. But I'm the one that puts a snippet out. I'm the one that chooses it. So go on. Tell me again. You want a snippet and watch it not go up.
I feel
Indy
like
is
I'm
the-
going to be a
Indy is the
counsellor
stroker.
between you both.
Oh, it happens all the time, man. This is me and Karan.
Yeah, that's what our wives do, Sukh. We
So
get
did you-
cancelled afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you
Yeah,
do.
we do, you know. They have to
Yeah.
sit down and make us reconcile and be friends again.
Yeah.
It's a very cool thing.
Anyway, let's bring it back to Sukh's amazing mystical background. So Sukh, how are you doing? How do you find yourself on a Tuesday evening like this?
I'm good, thanks. I've been up since 5:30, trying to get into running. So I get up at get up at 5, go for a run at 5:30 on a treadmill, not outdoors. It's too dark still. And trying to get my steps in at the minute, and then trying to get it in before I go to my radio show. Yeah, I'm tired, but I've drank some coffee. I'm usually in bed by 9, I have to say.
Oh wow.
Wow, I feel like I'm taking you out your bedtime. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
So
It's
sorry.
cool. I've mentally prepared myself for this. Don't worry. No, it's good.
Well,
But yeah, I'm
mentally
good,
prepared
thank you.
plus drank coffee. I mean, that's probably what's going to
Cool.
do it.
Yeah.
Are you a black coffee drinker or are you more
I
milk?
am a hint of milk with just a slight touch of milk. I'm not really a coffee drinker. I'm tea, to be fair.
Yes, exactly. She's very desi, girl.
I've actually got a cup of tea here as well.
See?
That's another coffee or?
That's the tea.
She
Oh,
just
that's
said
the
tea,
okay.
man. Listen.
Sorry, man. I'm getting old, man. Like, just they're not working anymore.
I'm the one that's deaf here, right? You can't be taking this from me as well.
Okay, sorry. So tell us about the running. Why running? Like, what led you to running?
You know what? I just need to sort my health out, really. I think it's also great for clarity and focus. And I feel like my mind is a little bit more clear at the start of the day. To be honest, I started with a PT 3 weeks, whenever lockdown lifted, 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big
So
fan.
I signed up with a PT. I was doing 3 times a week with them. The times didn't really work for me. So I've dropped it down to 2. In 2 weeks, I've kind of got the confidence, and now I've booked a gym. So I've said, look, I'll do 2 sessions with you. I'll complement the rest in the gym, and I'll run and stuff at home as well. I'm really trying to get on it. I've got a target by the end of May. So 5 weeks, I've got a target I want to hit, and nothing's stopping me right now. It's like if we were socializing, I couldn't come out because I can't compromise my food and have a cheat meal right now for the next 5 weeks. So I am so super strict with my Fitness Pal app as well.
My Fitness Pal.
Yeah, same
There we
thing.
go. There you go. You're a tracker. Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at.
So is this more for aesthetics? Is it for health? Like, what's the goal here?
It's health. It is health, really. I'm overweight, so there's no hiding that. So yeah, and it's just really to get myself back on track. Too late to be working for a summer body, so I'm going for the autumn-winter body now.
Well, I mean, the world's probably going to be in lockdown anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so apart from the people that you probably see,
Listen to the doctor, man.
Huh?
Yeah.
Listen to the doctor, man. If he's forecasting another lockdown, I believe him.
No,
I believe it.
I didn't say that. Okay, you need to calm down.
Oh,
Man. People are gonna
there's
start ringing
definitely.
me.
I'll say it. There's definitely another lockdown coming. Of course there is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I have mixed opinions on this. I'll tell you the reason. Look, I think infection rates are going to go up. And look, we're not going to make this episode about COVID, but I get asked all the time. Yes, infection rates I think are going to go up, right? But if the population is vaccinated to a good level, what that should mean from our point of view, hospital point of view, is if it's not requiring more hospitalization and therefore not more ITU admissions, there shouldn't be a lockdown. So even if infection rates are high, but it's not translating to hospital admissions, shouldn't equal lockdown. Is my take on it, but let's see.
And
I
when
just
you
feel
have
that
someone like
people
my
are-
dad that comes back from India, yeah, with the India COVID strain, then
The super spreader, this
Super
super
spreader.
spreader.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
the
feel
super
people
spreader.
are becoming complacent now as well
Absolutely.
with
Yeah.
the masks and the 2 meters. And like I saw someone the other day and they did just hug me and I just cringed. I didn't want to cause a scene about it, but
Right.
I mean, about a month to 6 weeks ago, I met a couple of friends and they were standing next to me and I just shouted, 2 meters! Because I was
Yeah.
like, come on. Like, I just feel we can't get complacent. We can't get laxed about it because, like I say, it's just going to happen again. But this is just really unprecedented times. So I'm really, it's going to happen. I feel like this is normal now. The concept of actually going out freaks me out. I have a wedding in August and I'm really nervous about it.
Oh, it's
So-
already freaking you out. Just like going out and about and stuff.
It's just noise, people. I'll tell you what it is, right? So my dad passed away last year
Yeah.
in February with pulmonary
Sorry to hear
fibrosis, and
Okay.
that's okay. But what happened is prior to that, we went to India. We ended up getting stuck out there because of my dad's health. We couldn't get a flight back. So in essence, I've been in lockdown since November 2019.
Wow.
So, as soon as we
Yeah.
landed back, so we went to India in December and we
Yeah.
were stuck out there for a month, came back in January. From January to February, it was hospital. So mentally, I've been in lockdown for over a year.
Yeah.
And I think I've discovered myself. Everybody's had their journeys. And
Okay.
I really changed in lockdown and the person I've become. And my tolerance of people has really decreased. So I'm
Okay.
really happy and I'm comfortable, which is strange because I work with people as for a living.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But yeah, exactly. But I'm really comfortable in this place now and I'm happy.
Right.
And the thought of going to a wedding where there's noise or even a restaurant or a bar, it's just too much noise for me now.
Yeah, but hang on. If we think back to your actual job, like thing here, which is matched, right? You have to go to weddings because how else are you going to build your clientele and your base, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I will obviously have to network. This match started in lockdown, and all I know is
Right.
how to work matched in lockdown. I haven't.
Okay.
I do networking online, but I haven't actually met people face to face. It's inevitable. I'm going to have to do that.
Of course.
So
yeah.
it is about pushing your boundaries as well and kind of overcoming that anxiety and things like that. Not anxiety.
I was going to say
don't have a problem.
that's a big word. Like, do you genuinely is a social anxiety? Like, if you're around people, are you going to be like, ooh, or is it just?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I think no, like that I'm confident. I can walk into a room, but I think my tolerance of right? It's just let's have substance. I like conversations with substance.
Indy, translation, please.
Amiagala means just chit chat. Basically,
Yeah.
non-conversation.
Superficial.
Very good.
Non-conversation. Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
completely with you there, to the point
Yeah.
where, right, my family, right, they'll take the piss. They'll be like, oh, he's coming over now. He's going to ask us some deep question about what's the purpose of life and that kind of stuff. This is what they think I talk about all the time. But
Karan, I do
agree
this
with
to you and you start crying, but if your family do it, it's fine, yeah? Okay.
It's just, this is what I have to deal with, so like, you know, all the time.
Don't
Right,
get me
but
wrong. I don't
I-
want to. But I don't want to go into a big philosophical conversation.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it will just be,
Why not? I'm down for
get
it.
interested about people. Take interest in other people. Things like that.
Genuine interest.
What do you,
know
do
what I
for a
mean?
living? Yeah, how was
Yeah.
your day? What do you do? Oh, okay, so you must know this. Oh, tell me about that. That's really interesting. I can't do, I just can't do superficial conversation.
Superficial or gossip. Like, I had this really cool thing.
Oh, no, I like a bit of gossip.
No,
There you go,
well,
see? I knew
Punjabi
it.
people and gossip, right? Just, anyway, that's a whole big topic. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to
We'll
come
get
up.
into that
That's
for
plus
sure.
in itself.
That is Punjabi people and gossip and chugliyan. Chugliyan is the Punjabi word right here for gossip. But it's so like, I find it's really funny. Like, are you a Just Rain fan? Sukh?
Say that again?
Are you a Just Rain fan?
Not really.
You've heard of him though. You know who he is.
Yeah, I know him. Canadian, right? This
Yeah,
Sukh
Canadian
Kaur.
dude.
Yeah.
YouTuber, like really big,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
million
yeah.
subscribers. What I was going to reference there is...
Sorry to interrupt. Is he the one that kind of disappeared on Instagram and then came back on Instagram?
That's the one.
Yeah,
he's
I'm not a
disappeared
fan
again
of
now.
his,
Yeah.
Okay, so basically he has this one video where it's like a mechanic video and there's like a baba basically, right? And basically what they show is like he swears, but then he starts doing like he starts saying like Wagyu Wagyu, right? And I find this Punjabi people with chugliyan when they gossip, right? They'll say all this gossip, and then after it they'll be like, oh yeah, you shouldn't talk bad about people. Like, you've just done like all.
I just heard you slate
shit.
someone for like about
right,
a good
and
20
then
minutes.
it's like, oh no, you shouldn't talk about other people. I was like, oh really? I was like, come on, man, this is just hypocritical. But coming back to the original point,
hedging it.
Yeah, I like asking people now. If I go, it's a weekend, I go back on a Monday. I don't ask, how's your weekend? Because I think people ask this all the time. We don't want to listen to a reply. It's always like a standard thing. Yeah, it was good. How was yours? So now I ask, what was the best part of your weekend? And then we actually get into a real conversation.
Okay.
So I completely agree with you there.
Yeah. I like people to that's interesting, and obviously people will respond in a different way, and you can tap into something that they're passionate about and really bring that out of them. So I think that's really good, because you're right. If you did say how's your weekend, just go it's all right, nothing special.
See what I mean? It's that chit chat. Yeah. Like even if I hear it on like work calls, I'm like, oh. All right, yeah, it was good. How was yours? Yeah, good. Did you do anything nice? No, not really. Did you do anything
Indy's
nice?
like,
yeah, I took the dog for a walk. And
I'm
like, oh my god, can we just finish this? Can we just finish this? Talk about the wallpaper, yeah, and then move on with the conversation, right?
He's triggered. We've triggered him.
It only took 11 minutes, yeah, right?
Yeah.
But
I will show you my
Sukh,
wallpaper at the end, don't you worry, okay?
Thank you, I
Sneak
appreciate
peek,
that.
guys. You got to
Just
hang
to
around till the
compare.
end of the episode if you want to see Sukh's wallpaper, right? That's it.
So you
go.
said that match was built in lockdown, right? How did that happen? How did that come about? Take me through that.
So Match came from a conversation from my friend and I. She has never gone on a dating app in her life, and she was always introduced to guys, and she was meeting them, and they were just formal conversations, like we were saying, hello, how are you, what are you up to today? But there was no intention of getting to know each other with the intention of a commitment or finding out about each other and letting it evolve. She was ready, but she just wasn't getting the vibe from the guys. And with me, I've been on dating apps. And sorry, back it up a bit. I'm actually divorced. So I was married. I can't even remember the dates now. I was thinking about it today. It's been that long. Maybe I've been single for 6 years, I'm going to say. Yeah, divorced about 6 years. I've been single since. And I kind of went through a journey myself of, I had a very traditional upbringing. So it was like, don't mix with guys, don't do this, don't do that. And you know what it's like. I was introduced to my ex-husband, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. And after that, you're kind of like, do what you want with your life. And it's like, I don't know what to do with my life because I've not had this freedom.
Yeah, you've never had the freedom, right?
Yeah. So my parents like very supportive, and you do whatever you want, you do whatever's right for you. So, I started to work, and I never really had, my friends when I was married were his friends. So I was back to zero.
Wow.
And all my friends were in Birmingham. So I moved back to Leicester, and I was starting again. So I was starting again. I worked at a call center, and I thought, let's just get a job, get straight into something. Worked at a call center and started to meet people. And I didn't start dating for at least 2-3 years. I just didn't have the confidence. I thought I just need to get my confidence back with chatting to people first and making friends and making connections. And I did that. And over time, again, the journey with weight loss as well. I was my heaviest when I was married, and I lost a lot of weight. I gained some new confidence, and I thought, wow, I actually have some stats about myself. And then, so then I went onto the dating apps. And you know what? For the last 3-4 years, there's nothing really that's come of it. I've made some friends. I've made some genuine connections as friends. I've met guys that have ghosted. I've even had an awful date where I met a guy halfway in Milton Keynes from London to in here. That was awful. He turned up an hour late, and I didn't have the confidence to back out. I sat there and waited for him. So I've had a wave of emotions where it was really bad, guys. It was just, I just wanted to cry the whole thing. It was just awful. Wow. But it was just, so it just got to a point last year. fast forward, it got to a point last year where my friend and I were talking. We were in lockdown, and obviously I was in a headspace that's different because my dad had just passed away, and I thought, right, I need to do something with my life. I'm going to start, and I think it's that lonely moment. You have people that go on dating apps. They'll go on late at night, and I say this to everybody I speak to, all my clients.
Just start swiping like mad.
Yeah, when you've got a lonely moment at night,
because they feel lonely. Yeah.
You see, Inder on Tinder.
No, it's true.
Tinder on Tinder. So we got the stroker, and then we got Inder on Tinder.
This is standard. This is standard people, right? Because if you go back to social media, what do people do late at night? If you notice, Karan, a lot of our interaction comes late at night when people are feeling lonely. Right.
When
that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. But also, I need to say this because it is important. People do feel lonely at some points in the day, and that's when they start doing things like jumping on dating apps or start jumping on Instagram for the gratification.
Or you sending me a picture
Yeah.
or a message late at night.
Karan, I never send you a message late at night. Wrong Indy, mate. That's your other wife. Right, yeah.
But yeah, that is the time you do it. And I just got to a point where that's exactly what I was doing. You're sitting at home, I was in lockdown, I was evaluating my life, and I was like, I'm going to start dating. I went to the apps, and I was seeing the same faces I'd seen from a couple of years ago when I was on the apps. And I thought, what the hell?
Bloody hell. If you're recognizing people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there must be a lot of people on there, so wow.
There is a lot of people, but the thing is, those same faces are all on the different apps. I'm on all those different apps as well. So it was just really just dry. There was nothing really out there, and maybe 2-3 people I did chat to. Oh gosh, yeah, it was nothing. So then I just got chatting to my friend one day, and I just said, look, I've got back into apps, and I'm just not feeling it. And she said the same thing about introductions. She was meeting her guys and going for walks. So, because we were in lockdown.
That's all you could do.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you could do. And there was just but even then there was no substance. So along came Seema Indy.
Okay.
Indian matchmaking.
Indian matchmaker. Yeah.
Netflix.
Is matchmaking still actually a thing? And we couldn't believe it. And we did some research and looked into it, and we could see there was a lot of English matchmakers out there. And we thought, let's see what there is out there for Asians. Right. Found a couple, predominantly in London. Found one particular one in London. Great. I know of her now. We know of each other. We're mates, acquaintances, and so we couldn't find anything in the Midlands that kind of resonated with us. It was very much, I don't know. I think when you come from a corporate background, and I don't want to sound snobby, but that you have like an expectation of a service and how you'd like things to be, and I wasn't getting that vibe from even websites or Instagram profiles or anything as such. Okay. So we just thought, let's just do it for 3 months ourselves. My friend and I, we did it for 3 months. We offered our matchmaking service for 3 months, absolutely free.
Nice.
It's like a freebie. And
absolutely.
They really do.
We did no paid advertising. We put out one post. She put it on her profile. I'll put it on my profile. And that was it. And it just went through the roof. It was insane. We had so many people join. We interviewed every single one. So it was a half-hour interview with every single person. And
what kind of interview questions? Hang on.
So, getting to know the person, what are you looking for from your relationship? What are your likes, what are your dislikes, your ideal kind of guy or girl?
What's your favorite wallpaper? Yeah,
that kind of thing. Yeah. So it was just really learning about their values and ethics and beliefs. But we were doing it because it was a freebie. We thought, let's just see what we can get out of doing the freebie and just see what the feedback we get. Everybody was really happy with how we were doing things. We couldn't match everyone up. People are so complex. We're just not going to have that many people out there.
I love that's the conclusion. People are just so complex. Absolutely.
They are.
They are, man. They really
variations. There are so many variations of people. Yeah. You could have a database and not have one person that matches.
Right.
So which is what happened. Some of them we didn't introduce to anyone. Some of them we may have sent them a profile and they said no, and that was it. But at the end of that 3 months, we had 5 people that had 5 couples talking. Nice. So considering we had no experience on how to be a matchmaker or anything like that, we made a plan of how we wanted to give them the experience. We were quite happy with that. It was really a full-time. Yeah, it was great. We were really full-time in this. It was supposed to be a part-time gig where we still got on with our daytime jobs, and it blew us. So my friend actually said, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. I cannot commit to this full time. She goes, you've clearly been doing this yourself anyway.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, you know what? I have. And she was like, I'll be in the day-to-day in the background, which she is now to this day.
Nice.
And I took it over in December. So in December, I launched an introductory membership. I said from January to March, I'm going to do a paid membership. And there's no commitment, no contract, no nothing. The rules are, I will just do my very best for you.
Yeah.
So I had 9 people sign up.
Nice.
And 9 people to me was quite overwhelming, considering I don't know what I'm doing. And in the sense of when you take money, you know you have to deliver a service, and I'm quite
value. There has to be value.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm really honourable like that. I'm not one of these people that will just take your money and run. Otherwise, I won't be doing this podcast.
Or give you like some random guy, like you just find him on the internet, like, yeah, this is your perfect match, this guy.
Exactly, yeah. And so I signed up 9 people, and I did a 3-month contract. And out of those 3 months, again, 9 people, out of those 9, and 5 people went away talking to someone.
Boom.
So again, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. But I started to look at it differently, and I realized there's different ways to matchmaking. The more and more I researched about it, I've genuinely been reading up about it. I'm now a certified matchmaker. So yeah,
I have
there's accreditation for this?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah,
Seriously?
there is. Yeah, it's one of the one of the top matchmakers in London. She created a course herself, and she's got a network of matchmakers, and it's such an empowering team. Yeah, so you know, she gives you the details, everything. She's basically giving you how to do it because
like
it's
franchise type
so
model.
we don't waste. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's just so empowering, and the people that are in that group, and the matchmaking community is a really open community. You can't work as a matchmaker on your own, no matter how much you want to act like a competitor. You cannot work on your own. You have to work with others.
Why can't you work on your own? I don't understand.
Because there's only so much you can bring to the table when it comes to the kind of people. What, for example, what the type of girl that you're looking for, I may not be able to have her. I may not have her in my database. I may not even know her. So I'm going to have to actively headhunt for her. That'll be
so you can go. Can you collaborate with other matchmakers to make someone meet? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
And so say like, go on.
So I was going to say, ultimately, yeah, we all want to succeed and help each other succeed. And this is an industry which I find really empowering because, for example, I don't know, wedding industry, it's quite competitive. You'll probably have some that don't talk to each other, hello, but really everything's close to your chest. Did you see what I'm saying? It's just like, are you laughing at the uppro?
No, it's true. I mean, my sister just got married, and
what does uppro mean, guys?
Like on the top, you're just on the surface. You're just being nice.
Surface level,
Wedding vendors will come round, Sukh, and you know, some of them will be like, oh yeah, you talk to this guy. No, he's not good. With some of the vendors, and then some of the other vendors, like we all know each other in the industry. It's fine. And I was like, oh, okay, it's big variability. But the ones that I don't, they're like proper cutthroat. They're just proper chat shit and like, no, this guy did this, and we don't deal with them. Even on my wedding, so we had 2 deco companies for the main day reception. Right, so that was the one my wife was throwing, and basically the guy so one of the companies was doing all of my Sunday reception, but he was like, I'm not coming to your Saturday because I don't want to see the other deco company. Like it was really, in the end it was fine, but it was just like there was like proper. He was like, no, I'm not.
You don't need that
animosity.
You don't need that stress.
You don't need it. It's not like we had a wedding planner, so we were doing all this stuff ourselves. But no, that's really good to hear. And I have so many questions, so if we could just take a pause. There's so much to deep dive into all the stuff you've said. Something that's of interest to me, and I'll let Indy pick up on the matchmaking stuff. But Sukh, you said your parents were supportive when you came out of that, your first marriage.
Yeah.
As a Punjabi person, as an Asian person, my hypothesis would be that the way the community perceives divorce is like, oh my God, did you hear about her? Did you was that like, did you feel that? Like, were you shielded from that? Was that a talking point of conversation?
I didn't experience any of that because my rule is, and I've always been brought up that if your family is okay with it, forget everyone else. And if my dad was supporting me, if my mum was supporting me, what does it matter what anybody else thinks?
Absolutely.
I mean, my family were supportive. My extended family were extremely supportive when they found out what I've been going through, things like that. And they were just like, so glad you're back. and they knew things weren't right. Some of them didn't even know there was a problem because I covered it up that well, and some of them were just like,
when you say that they knew, they can pick up on the little signs and like, oh, that seems a bit off.
Things how I used to behave and things like that. I mean, my mum remembered once when I came home, and I don't even remember this. It was a few months after getting married, and she
and so
said,
how old are you when you got married? Sorry,
I was 28. I was 28.
Oh, okay, so like the average kind of like age to get married.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God, I'm about to give my age away, aren't I?
No, we're not going to ask that. We'll calculate it, but we won't say it. So.
Exactly.
Don't you worry.
Fine.
That's fine.
So you were saying, so you came home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember my mum saying specifically, I came home, I think the first time after I got married, and she said that I was crying, saying I don't want to go, and I don't remember that.
Dude, that's a pretty big thing, man. You don't remember.
I don't remember.
That's not like a subtle sign. That's like, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
But I probably said I didn't want to go home because it's been so long since I've seen a family and all of that. But I don't remember crying. And my mum goes, "You were crying," and she goes, "It made me think what's going on. That only 7-8 weeks after marriage, you're being like this." And I didn't know it. And I covered it a lot. I covered it for my parents for a while, whatever was going on, and. They were, I mean, in a nutshell, they were very supportive. My dad, I'm from the school of, when it comes to relationships, you have to exhaust every single angle, every single possibility, because people do want. I feel people do want to quit earlier nowadays. I feel that you really need to invest, and if you know, hand on heart, you have done every single possible thing you can, then by all means, call it quits.
Right, but don't just that you have one disagreement and not work on it and not get counselling, whatever the things are. And so you mentioned earlier about it's arranged marriage,
but
we
were introduced and we consented, that
was my point. So
consented.
That's very medical. So we're using the medical world.
I consented.
I've taken consent. Okay. maybe Indy, maybe it's an industry word like in Sukh's industry.
It must be.
So Sukh, you consented. You've arranged. But so going into it, like, you weren't forced. Like, you knew it was all good. Like, you wanted to get married. It wasn't like anything else, was it?
No. Of course, I wanted to get married, and it was.
Why did you want to get married? I need to dig into this.
Why did you want to get married? Good question.
Yeah. Because you feel it, because I talk about this now with people I talk about this now to my clients that get really pushy and like, I had one guy that said, I'm 27, I want to be married by the time I'm 30. If I find someone now, then we hang out for a couple of years and we can have kids and get married. And I'm like,
bang, 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 bang.
He's applying the pressure, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Straight up, man. Let's go. In, right?
Yeah, but bless him. I understand because I've been there. And from experience, I can tell him, you know what, you need to slow down. And you can't force this timeline because you've got.
But the original thought you had, which look, I've had. Indy, how old are you, Indy? 28. You're 28, aren't you? 27. 29. You're 20. You're 20.
Are you about to have a domestic?
I don't know, man. But he's younger. He's younger than me.
Call yourself my boy. Yeah, you don't even know how old I am.
But you're all younger than me. It's fine. Right. So I remember being that age. So I got married at 27, and it was like. This is kind of the age everyone gets married. When you were there, and you're right that this person you're talking about, that kind of notion of this is the time I should be married by, where do you think it comes from? Is that family? Is that what we see? Like, where is that coming from? Like in your clients as well?
It seems like it's unwritten, that it's just expected. It's like it's just expected of you. But I just feel, I've learned what I feel now from having experienced my 20s is, you're still figuring yourself out, and you are, the world is your oyster. One day I do want to settle down. One day I do want to get married. Or maybe you're just thinking, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do that until I'm 30. I want to travel the world first. I want to do this first. The world really is your oyster, and you've got all these plans, and you make a plan, but life gets in the way, and you can't,
dictate. You can't dictate that.
Yeah, exactly. In your 20s, I mean, I was supposed to be a millionaire. I'm like so many years behind schedule, but a billionaire kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's just, but you just think you're so powerful. You've got everything in your control and nothing can stop it. Obviously, you evolve, you learn, you have your life experiences, and that's, by your mid-20s, your late 20s, and then that you've had some life experiences, you've dated, you've seen quarrels in your family, you've experienced death, all sorts of things. And these are the kind of things that define you as a person. And that's when you realize that you need to let go and just let life take its course. If you want to get married, if you want to, get married, have children, date, go down the right routes, go onto the dating apps. I'm not a dating app basher. Yeah, go onto the dating apps or go on to find a matchmaker, wherever it may be. But don't think, right, I need to find someone now because I need to get married I need to hang out with them for 2 years. And then like by 2 years, we can get married. Stop imposing a timeline. You're going to put pressure on the moment. Just be present and just accept what is.
You still haven't told me why you wanted to get married, like in that moment of that
This
age.
is the thing. Yeah, I mean, to me, it was just like, you don't let go, does he? No,
Nope.
it was just, you just feel it was expected. It was the next thing to do. So,
It's the thing to do. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew it. That's what it was. It was the thing to do, right? It's what we expect people to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
many
so
years
it's like
ago.
many years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Many years ago.
I
No,
find
but
now, sir.
it makes sense.
Go on.
It makes sense. Like I
It
understand
does
why
make
you would
sense.
think that, and
But even
If-
you
if-
guys, are you both
Go
in
on.
your 20s? I'm assuming you're both in your
so
20s.
I'm 29. Karan's 30. He's 31 in 2 months. Don't think I
Okay,
forgot.
well,
1 month, bro.
Alright.
1 month. We just spoke about this
All
like
right.
5 minutes
Sorry.
ago. He did that on
No, we didn't.
purpose.
No, we didn't.
I showed you my calendar and I said it's my
I
birthday.
know,
in
Karan.
May.
I know. Relax.
This
Relax.
guy's
Okay.
he's treating me bad.
you two are proper like a
So,
couple.
all right.
I showed you my
I'm
calendar.
29.
Okay.
I'm 20. So I'm 29. He's 30. What was your second question? Sorry.
So
Yeah,
she's-
so I was going to say
20s,
with
yeah.
even now, you must feel there's things that are imposed on you. Like there's
Right,
things
this is what I'm
expected
getting into,
even
so-
now.
Kids,
Yeah.
kids. So my perception now is the trend to get married, the kind of age is moving on a little bit. Got a lot of friends, Indy is getting married, that's fine, but a lot of friends who are like plus 30, fine, right? And the second trend I'm seeing is of the married couples who are kind of in that traditional 25 to 30 who do get married, the having kids thing, like kids by 30, that used to be my thing as well, completely gone. And I'm doing what you said now, which is like I want to travel, I'm getting into my businesses, I'm in India doing all these hustles. It's like I want to have all these things set. I know they're not going to be fully set.
But there's also
But I don't want
things as
kids,
well,
yeah.
Karan, where you need
Right.
to. That needs to be a conversation you have early. So
Oh,
say
yeah. Yes.
say in your family, right? Hypothetically here, you might have a history of fertility issues in your family. Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
don't have that upfront conversation with your partner early, to set the expectation early within an X amount of years, we need to start looking at this, or
Yeah,
we can start
absolutely.
assessing the playing field before we get married. That's important. But I think people are scared to have that conversation because they're like, they'll see me as broken. They think I'm fucked up. My body's a mess. My family's a mess. Like all these preconceived notions that go in your head, you want to present yourself in the best way in the first few months of that person. You only really get to know someone, in my opinion, when you argue with them for the first time.
Absolutely.
I was like, okay. So
Absolutely.
when you argue,
Yeah.
then I see what you're really like. Then I can see, are you stubborn? Are you difficult? Are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to apologize? Like
you
those are
talking about anyone in
things.
particular? Or?
I'm talking about
Yeah.
myself because I am all those things, right? But I've worked on all those things and I've tried to be better at all of them. Not perfect, but I do have a number of things that I need to work on. I've only noticed that over the years of being in a relationship. So those are
It's
important
feedback,
things
isn't
and
it?
traits to
Being in a
notice.
relationship gives you feedback.
It's
Feedback which you wouldn't otherwise
communication,
get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But then I
It's
can imagine
instant.
nowadays, in a world of instant everything, if someone has a bad conversation, they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
piss off, I'm done. This is
Yeah,
finished.
yeah.
And you're
End
like,
of relationship.
whoa,
We're
where did that
over.
come from? So I can see
Yeah.
why people are scared to be themselves sometimes in front of like people they've just met. Especially if
I
they've
have-
been on like a bunch of bad dates and they've
Right.
now found one semi-decent date, they put it on such a pedestal. They're like, yo, this is sick, this is
This
the one,
could
this
be
is
the
perfect,
one.
that's
This
it,
could be
nothing
the
else,
one.
done.
Yeah, exactly. I had one girl, she, this was in the free phase. We introduced her to a guy and they were getting on. And then she said to me that he had to go into isolation, 14 days.
Okay.
And we were like, okay. She goes, can you send me the next match? And we said,
What?
no. Yeah. And she goes, but
Wow.
I can't,
Because of
I can't-
isolation?
I can't, because I can't see him for 2 weeks anyway. So I may as well just go on to the next match. And we said, that's not how we work.
That's the attitude now, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
not the right
if you
mindset,
want
is
to-
it?
Yeah, and I said if you want to chat to someone else now, you need to tell him this is it.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to act like that, if you want us to just send matches to you, that's just not going to happen. You may as well go back onto a dating app. And she said, well, I don't understand why you can't do that. And we were like, because you need to respect
Because that's
that
a dating
person.
app.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's actually
Yeah,
what
yeah.
she's after. There is a dating app.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's
what
things
you
with
said
dating
earlier,
etiquette.
Sukh.
Go on.
You
Yeah,
said
you
earlier,
need to
Sukh.
respect that person, because if he did that to her, she wouldn't like it. So that's the thing about matchmaking as well. You need to be respectful of people's boundaries, and you really, and this is what I love about matchmaking, because it is about being decent. It's about no worries about the casual element of it all. It is
Right.
people that are actually meeting each other with the intention of a committed relationship and
That's
wanting
the
to
key.
get to know each other. Yeah,
That's it.
and wanting
You
to
said
get to know
it
each
really
other.
early, Sukh, about this genuine connections, right?
Yes.
And that for me, again, like this world is quite new to Indy and I. We didn't come through this to find our partners. But again, yeah, the app seems like quick, instant gratification. Whereas what you're trying to do is really put time, effort, and energy into find people who are well suited. So it may blossom into, like you said, something meaningful.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other thing I was going to say, so again, in your pre-story to making your company, was look, like we've spoken before this, we've spoken today. Like you are like super confident, super bubbly. I can't imagine, like you were saying, there were periods where you weren't confident. I wouldn't even know what that looked like. Like, so give us a sense, like what was that like? Because now you seem like you're a radio host. Like you've got it, man. You got that jam.
Yeah, it's a journey, as you know. It really is a journey. It is about, I've always been I think what it was when we were younger, I realized that I'd moved every 3-4 years. So I never really settled anywhere. I don't have friends where, I went to primary school with them, or I didn't go to university, and I don't have college friends or anything like that. So everybody I've met, I'd say, is in the last 10 years or so.
Okay.
So I've not really got, and and when we had friends, you get the friend circle, I was always that third wheel. So out of the three, I was the third one, and I was always the one that got left out. And
Okay.
I think I've always just been like, well, I don't really go out much because, again, I didn't go out a lot. Friends were kicking about in the park at night, and I wasn't allowed to do that. So I think from that, what stemmed was the fear of, I don't really hang around with people. I don't know how to act socially. And so when I got married, that was, when they say, "Jado byah hoga, udo kar le," you can do whatever you want when you get married. And that's how it was.
Oh my days, I've heard that phrase before.
Indy,
Yeah.
explain that, because that's a big point. Explain that.
So the phrase is, you can do what you want when you get married. So say if you're a girl, that's a very common phrase that's said.
Right.
Which is like, oh mum, I want to get a tattoo. You can get when you're married. Oh mum, I want to dye my hair. You can do that when you're married. Like little things like that. That's just not major things, but they make it sound really important.
But even the bigger
they just
things
want
that
you to
you
get married in the purest state. Then you can go and do your fuckeries later on, right? when you're not there.
The
They're not my
premise-
problem now. I gave them to you pure. Look what you did, right? That's
But
what
the
they wanna do.
premise of that statement is, it's like, look, so we kept you in lockdown, right? You're not allowed to go out. You're allowed to do this, and this. And then you're assuming, just now that you're married, you'll be able to do these things. Like the premise is that, but that doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, but there's a backstory to that, because I actually lived in India. So my dad used to live in India, in Mumbai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad lived in my 20s. When I was 16, my dad moved to India. And my dad was out there for a good over 20 years. He only came back when his health declined. So it was about 3 years ago. Okay. So in my 20s, I just went to visit my dad. I actually felt ill, and I quit my job, and I just went to my dad's, and he was like, well, you haven't got a job, you haven't got any commitments, why don't you just hang out here? And I was like, okay, cool. So it was September, and I said I'd leave in December. I didn't leave for a year. I was in India for a year, and my dad's like, so what do you want to do with your life? That big question. And I was like, I don't know, Dad, just kind of chill and hang out and, just shop forever. And he was just like, no. Well, he goes, well, we're in the capital of Bollywood. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, why don't you go into acting? I was like,
wow,
Dad, I'm too big. Dad, I'm too big. I won't be accepted. I can't even speak Hindi. And he was like, to train. And A, train in acting, and B, train with your health. So I did. I lost... God, am I going to say it out loud? I lost 4 stones in India. I've always been like this with my weight. So I lost 4 stones in India.
Over what period, sorry?
A year.
You sat out in the sun every day.
Wetted it out.
Vitamin D fixed everything, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, then I went to Delhi. I went to Delhi and I studied at an acting school. I stayed there for 3 months.
Wow.
It was the best time of my life.
Wow.
So it was basically what uni people do. I did it all in 3 months. I worked at a Punjabi music channel, VH1. Right. I don't know if you've heard of it. But
Yeah,
I've heard of VH1.
yeah. So I used to work, not VH1, sorry, MH1. So VH1 is the other one.
Yeah,
It's a
MH1.
channel in India.
Yeah. So they were
yeah,
just outside the Delhi border in Haryana. So I used to work there.
Okay.
I did work experience. I met people like I met Bollywood actors and everything. Like
Whoa. Who did you meet? Come on.
Give me names.
Shah Rukh Khan level or who have you met?
I've met Shah Rukh Khan.
You met Shah Rukh Khan? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I've met Anil
Oh,
Kapoor.
wow.
He even gave us an autograph. I've met Salman Khan. I've been to the
Okay.
T-series. You know T-series?
Yeah. They used to produce
to
like
their
all the
son and
cassettes and everything.
yeah. I've been to their son and daughter's weddings.
Oh, the
So-
actual T-series family. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so their
Dude,
son
you're
and
like super
Bhushan
connected,
Kumar.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, so that's where my confidence. So that's where my confidence.
We've
came.
got to hear some Hindi, man. You must like drop some Hindi for us, man. You picked up some Hindi.
I can read and write Hindi now as well, and speak.
Can you? Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Because my dad said, if you
Jesus.
want to learn Hindi, you got to learn the dialect. So I had to I got a
Dude.
Hindi teacher. He used to come, and that's when my confidence increased. And I thought I really can do whatever I want with my life. But yeah, what do you want me to say in Hindi? I can say anything you like in Hindi. I'll try.
Oh, okay. Have you seen Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum?
Yes,
No,
don't make me say
obviously.
dialogue.
You can not dialogue. Just say one sentence. I'll say one that I often say. I often say, exactly mujhe kya kehna hai. In that conversation she has with Rahul. So you say any line. Actually, it doesn't have to be K3G. Any film, any Hindi film, popular Hindi film.
Oh my god, I don't know dialogues. I know Jab We Met, the one I always, she goes, मैं अपने आप की सबसे best friend हूँ. Or something like that. I'm my
That's
best
cheating.
friend.
That's cheating, man. You got English in there as well.
Yeah, exactly. I have now, but before it was better. And that's why, then what happened there was I started failing with the roles because they're like, you're too English. And even after losing
You're too
to-
English. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You
and
should
even
be
after
like,
losing-
have you heard of Katrina Kaif? Okay, like she's like, I remember the first few films she came in, like the Must in London. She was speaking Hindi, man. It's like fully
Yeah.
dubbed and like speaking English.
Yeah,
Really
I mean, and I was still considered fat. So I was still considered too fat for the industry as well. So that really knocked me back a bit.
Did someone
again.
actually say that to you? Like I don't, we Indy and I have no idea what the industry's like. People say that
I
to you.
mean, but the thing in Mumbai was, it's so superficial. Even when you met
Right.
people, the groups we
Yeah.
hung out with,
It's a.
all they do is talk about. They go to kitty parties. They just talk about.
What's a
that
kitty
was-
party?
So kitty parties are when the ladies of rich husbands get together and
The
they
wags Indy.
play cards and all of that kind of stuff and just get together. They'll meet at
Why is it
restaurants.
called a kitty party?
They put money in the
What?
kitty, man. Like they all contribute. They like play bingo.
I
and
thought
stuff.
you were on about kitties and like cats.
No,
bro.
kitty. Yeah, so it's like, Jazz
Big
is
thing
right.
in
It's-
So
India.
you will
Yeah,
chip in
yeah.
and buy yourself some nibbles and play cards.
No, you
but
go
it's,
to a
it's
nice
high level.
restaurant.
It's high level, man. This is like
Oh,
remember
okay,
cream of
thank
the
you.
crop, man. There's a show on
Yeah.
Netflix, something now, Bollywood Wives. I think it's a
See,
show.
this is a whole podcast in itself, but Bollywood wives, the actors aren't that big in Bollywood, so how can they be Bollywood?
Oh,
Absolutely, it's
Whoa.
like the B-rate ones. But
they had to go onto the B and C list to get them on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because the real Bollywood wife at the end, Gauri Khan, she's not going to do a show like that.
that's
So,
Shah Rukh Khan's wife, Indy.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, thank you for clarifying. Thank you so much.
Yeah, they put the best wag, so to speak, at the end of the
Yeah.
program, and she is the one that everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
She is pure
Yeah.
class, and
Yeah,
she was quite eloquent. Instead of swearing and all of this, okay, yeah, everybody swears, but I just feel that I think they're just being too westernized.
Yeah.
I wish.
I,
oh God,
I find that. Yeah.
yeah, I just felt it was too westernized, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. I watched it all because I wanted to give it a good watch, but it wasn't for me. But that is Mumbai. Mumbai is very superficial. So even
I
so,
get
going
that
back to your
vibe
question,
off it.
yeah, I mean, I love
To
it. It's
me,
fun.
I see Mumbai as like India's LA. Like when you go to LA, it's very superficial, very who you know is where you get places. Same thing with Bollywood and Hollywood, right? Very similar vibes. And I'm like, oh, is it
Yeah.
like that where just like you have to just get to know people and hope that they give you a bone or just go to loads of auditions.
and
like
that's exactly
it's
how it
literally
is.
like a copy and paste model. This is what I'm guessing here. Tell me if I'm wrong, right? But that's how I see it.
Mumbai is very fast paced, and that's why we are, we're very honest people. And if you don't talk about, oh yeah, I did this and I did that, oh, I bought a Rolls Royce or I've got a Rolex and all of this. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm fortunate enough to move in those circles, but we never talked about money. We're not used to talking about money. Even in this country, we don't flash what we have. And I remember once I was sitting with a friend and she was telling me, she comes from a very affluent family, a filmy family. And
Okay.
she was saying to me that she couldn't wait to get married, and she was looking for a guy in London. And she was like, I can't wait. I said, oh, what do you plan to do? She goes, I'm just going to hang out with my mother-in-law all day. And I just thought, in
You're gonna
India,
go
she's
nuts,
like,
love.
yeah, and I just thought they know affluent people here as well. But she was just like, "Can you cook?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh my God, you can cook?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like,
So
"Tell me what
advanced,
you
yaar. So advanced. Bullshit to hell, yaar.
yeah, tell me
Yeah.
what you can cook, yeah." And I was just like, bless her. I used to tease her for their accent anyway. But yeah, and she was just couldn't grasp that I could cook, I could clean because she'd grown
Independent.
up in that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she couldn't grasp that because she's always had her servants around her, her
Yeah.
driver,
Yeah.
and
Jesus, I can't imagine this life, man. I saw it on Indian Matchmaker, and I was
best.
like, this is so far removed from anything I've
Sorry.
ever seen.
But Indy, you know what I would
Sorry.
say is what Sukh's talking about, that kind of level. Even like good, well-to-do families, not Bollywood. Like, I'll give you my example. Like, our family in India, in Patiala and Chandigarh, they have drivers, cooks, cleaners, gardeners.
It's
But like
standard.
standard. It's just standard, man. Okay, at that level, they have a lot more, and they probably have security as well. I'm talking about city people in India. Like, Pinda life is very different. Like, rural village
Yeah.
is very different. But city life, yeah, that's...
city life, yeah, it is
Yeah.
different. And I don't even consider Punjab as home anymore because we don't really have family there. Got my
Okay.
Masi there, but she
Yeah.
visits us. But my home is Mumbai. I've lived there for 20 years. I've gone there every year.
Hey?
For
20 years?
Sorry. As in, like, we had a house out there in Mumbai where my dad
Oh.
lived there. I knew I could just get on a flight and just go. I mean,
Nice.
one time my dad was like, "It's my birthday this weekend." I was like, "You know what? Screw it down. I'm coming." And I was very fortunate to live that life. And with Mumbai, I will always have a connection with Mumbai because of my dad. If it wasn't for him,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't have. My dad could confidently know that I can handle India myself now. So he knows I could go to Kerala and hang out
Yeah.
and know where to go, what to do. He like, you know how sometimes when you go there, you need someone local to help, things like that.
Yeah.
My dad knows that I could sort it. So, and
Wow.
I'm thankful for that kind of, I don't know what you call it, the kind of skill, that skill
Yeah,
set.
no, it
Because, yeah.
absolutely is. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd be pretty
I am-
confident in Punjab, but the rest of India, like,
Yeah.
like the south, they always say the north and the south is very, very different. You know, the south won't
Yeah,
even
it's a
speak
massively
Hindi.
different place to go.
But Indy, look, next time we want to go Mumbai, look, let's go with Sukh. Man. She
Please
rolls in
do.
circles,
Please
like,
do.
Bro,
to
India is
show us
like
everything.
number 67 on my list of places to go in the world, man.
No, I will show
India.
you a different. I will do a PowerPoint presentation and everything.
Listen, Indy, you're gonna
I
get
will
Delhi belly,
tell you
man.
where to
Okay.
go. No,
Oh, so
I
You know
you
why?
need-
Because-
so
because-
he can't eat anything. This is the problem. He can't go there.
What if you can't eat anything? It doesn't matter.
Basically,
Just don't eat anything.
The running joke in the podcast is, right, is that I have IBS in it, so I can't eat Indian food.
Oh, okay.
So Indian weddings, I don't touch it. So when I went to Mumbai at uni, I had to go for like a week.
You've been.
Where did
do
you
some.
go?
Oh, check you out.
Yeah. I went to somewhere in Mumbai, I can't remember where, but we had to go there for like a research project. And I went there.
You studied geography.
Yeah, thank
You had to go and do some colouring in Mumbai. That's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course I did. Reality is, I went there to go and do a research project, and
Yeah.
it was fun. It was nice, but I just found Mumbai to be really, really hectic, and I was like, "Oh, this is not really my space."
You have to be able to keep up.
Yeah,
I
and
drove
it
out
was
there.
wild.
I had a license.
Damn.
I didn't want to drive out there. I was looking, and I was like, "Nope."
Bless my
want it,
dad.
mate.
He
Don't want that
goes,
smoke.
yeah. My dad even goes, look, you got to live like a local. You can't act like a princess. I was like, I don't act like a princess. But yeah, my dad's like, you got to live like the locals. You got to get a rickshaw. And I was like, Dad, I am totally game. You know, I got the rickshaws. Dad. I was like, and then my dad said, you know what? It's time you should drive yourself because sometimes I'm not here. Because he used to fly internationally with his work, and sometimes I'd be alone. And he's like, sometimes you won't have the driver here, so I want you to be able to drive. And he said, but I want you to take driving lessons in somebody else's car and damage their car before you get in the car.
Good advice. Good advice.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
No insurance policy there.
yeah, I spent a week with a driver. We just sat quietly, and he didn't get a scratch on his car. And I looked at him on the fifth day, and I go, "Do I pass?" And he goes, "Arey kya madam, kya pass? Aap to already drive kar sakte hain."
Giving you the pump, man. So the driver basically said to Sukh asked, "Am I going to pass?" To which the driver said, "You've already passed, man. Like, you're already there. Like, you already drive."
Oh, he was
Why
judging you
have
from
we even
day.
wasted a week? Yeah.
Yeah, he's giving you the pump. He's giving you the pump, man. Whereas my story, Sukh, I learned how to drive in India as well. But
Did
my
you?
my nanny, yeah. So my nanny, who is my mum's mom, she had a little Hyundai Sentra.
Oh, lovely.
Right,
I had
it's
a
like
get.
standard like Indian car, and our driver was like, this guy's old man. Like this driver we had was like the driver who taught my mum how to drive. He was an old
Wow,
dude,
old man,
right?
old
Okay,
man.
like couldn't really like see. Really nice guy though, and so he took me to this like abandoned field, so we could just like do circles and practice. He's making me do bay parking. Like he's really advanced, man. Like there's no bays in India, but he was like practice your bay parking here with no lines, right? The one crucial thing he never told me, which I only realized like way afterwards, like English driving lesson afterwards, was if you put your car in neutral, the car doesn't stall. Didn't tell me this. So when I was approaching things, I was shitting myself that the car was like going to explode or it would stop and stall, right? So fast forward, I write my nanny's car off completely. I drive into a stationary tractor, right? And here's the thing. So I'm getting there. I'm shitting myself. I don't know about the neutral thing. I don't know about the handbrake. He's next to me, and he's there like, brake mar, brake mar, brake mar, brake mar. And he's like this. And then bang. We go into the stationary thing, and then all the locals from the bin to come out. And they're like putting bricks in the car, trying to pull the car out. And then, because he knows he's going to get in the shit now from my nanny. Like, it's under your watch, and he crashed the car. And he kept saying, I told you, brake mar, brake mar.
The guy was saying to you hit the brakes.
I told
the
him,
brakes,
I told
you
him.
weren't doing it.
Dude, like literally,
And you
I came
carried
home.
on. Oh my god.
I came home like with this written off car, and I was like, I'm clearly never going to drive. And so that was my
How old
India
were you,
experience.
Munda fail ho gaya.
Yeah, absolutely. So
How old were you, Karan? 15?
14, 15, something like that.
Oh, God. Okay.
That's why you failed,
Yeah.
mate. You weren't advanced to see
Yeah.
over the wheel at that point. Relax.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
that was quite an experience, man. But so,
Okay, so-
props, man. Driving in India, like,
Rated,
is no
man.
joke, man. No joke.
Mumbai as well. It's back to back, bumper to bumper. With no traffic from where we lived in Lokhandwala and Delhi West by Juhu, it's to Central, Bombay Central. It takes 3 hours in traffic,
Damn,
and
son.
with no traffic, it takes 40 minutes. So if you wanted to be a high flyer, if you were like hanging out in Central on a Wednesday, Tuesday nights used to be the night out there. So you'd have to set off at least 6 o'clock in the evening. So you've literally got to take the whole day out because you've got to get somewhere for 8 and you need to be ready for 5. So you want to start getting ready by 2:30, 3 o'clock or whatever. And it was just like, that's it, the whole day's gone.
Wedding season.
Yeah, it was just insane. So, it was just insane. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. I can't wait to go back. We were supposed to go last year.
Yeah.
But obviously because of what's going on, it's pretty sad what's going on out there. I don't think we'll be going now until 2023 now. If it's taken us a year to get where we are now, India's worst situation.
Well, India's
now.
gone, much worse.
Yeah.
So who was the coolest person you got to hang out with there?
Anil Kapoor, without a doubt. Anil
Really?
Kapoor. Yeah, I love him, man.
I don't know. Like, I think he's
Which
a cool
one's he
actor.
again? Which
so
one's
have you
he?
seen Tal? You seen Tal?
Tal, yeah.
Oh, he's in
Mr.
Mission
India.
Impossible. Mission Impossible. He's in the fourth
Is he
Jai
the
season.
one
Ho,
from
what's
Slumdog?
that? Which one's that? Jai Ho?
No,
yeah,
yes,
that's
Slumdog.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slumdog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jai Ho, I'm
him.
going, yeah.
Is he the presenter in Slumdog?
Yeah, Chris Tarrant.
Oh,
yeah,
him.
that's him.
Yeah,
The
the Chris
Indian
Tarrant
Chris
version.
Tarrant.
Okay. Now
Anil
I
Kapoor.
understand. Carry on. Right, yeah.
So
Yeah,
why
I
Anil Kapoor?
love
Like,
him.
why is he the coolest guy?
So my brother and I watched Mr. India Bollywood film
Yeah.
from the 80s. Do you know the storyline?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was basically
you
a
fill
film.
Indian if you want.
I don't know the
It's
story.
basically,
Stop. Tell me.
it was a kid story. He was in Mr. India. He saved kids, and he had an invisible kind of watch that made him invisible. So it was a really great Bollywood film for kids. And that was kind of one of my early memories of Bollywood. And we just loved him. And from there on, I liked all his films. I just thought he was really cool. And then we went on to his set for Nayak. I don't know if you've seen the film Nayak.
Haven't seen it, no.
Yeah,
Is he in it
so-
or is he producing it?
Yeah, he's in it. So he's
in it
actually
as
the
well,
lead
okay.
actor in that. So we were invited to the set and he was there and he waved at us and I was like, kind of thing. I was so cool. I was just so, I was like maybe 16, 17 at the time. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is so cool. And he was sitting there and then somebody went over and whispered in and he looked and they whispered and on the set, he was actually on his shot and they said, and pointed at us. Oh my God. And they basically, could you take out a few minutes just to say hello to blah, 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 because we were invited there. And he came over and he said, hello, so hi. And he gave an autograph. And I just said to him, can you sign it, Mr. India, please?
Yeah.
And he went, of course. I've still got it upstairs. And he signed it, Mr. India. And we had a pic. You know, you can get, and then there's Salman Khan, who you can get people. I met Rishi Kapoor. We met Rishi Kapoor on the set.
Oh, he sadly passed away, but Rishi Kapoor, I like him as an actor.
I like him as an actor, yeah, but he was very tight-lipped, very straight-faced. And
really?
Yeah, that was a bit of a letdown considering I really liked him. Salman Khan as well, met him. And Sanjay Dutt was really nice when we met him.
Sanjay Dutt's, he's old school, man, but he's... Have you seen the film Border?
Yes.
You remember Border, yeah? Border's like all the heavy hitters. You got Sunny Deol in there. You got Akshay Khanna. You got Sanjay Dutt, and they all die. Like they all just, they all end up dying. But Sanjay Dutt, he's a name from the past, man. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I think Anil Kapoor is the best one I've ever met. Oh. Yeah, we met Govinda once. He was at a hotel. No. The thing about there is you've got to act totally. There was obviously we used to kind of go to some places where the actors would just hang out. Right. And you just got to respect their space, and it was very much, you respect it. My mum went over and Govinda turned up. And
is he as funny in person as he is on screen?
He's right miserable.
Really?
No, like he's Mr. Funny, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest, I don't. I'm not really a fan of his. I don't find his comedy funny either.
No, Johnny Lever fan. Johnny Lever.
I think I'm more Arshad Warsi. Munnabai, MBBS. Are you getting lost, Indy? Are you keeping up?
Indy's just like IMDb rating 2 out of 10. I will not watch the films.
I'm like, look, if somebody wants to watch a Bollywood film, I'll watch it. I'm not gonna go out my way to watch it.
Listen, bro, I got 3 words for you, right? Zindagi na mile dobara, okay?
I've seen that film. I like that film. It's a good film.
There you go. No, but listen.
Shall I tell you one you have to watch? And I'm serious. You have to watch
recommendation.
It's a really good recommendation because we're talking, and it's about families, and it's about how families live nowadays.
Gabi Gushi Gabi Gum.
If you say Gabi Gushi Gabi Gum, I'm actually going to break this laptop. I swear to God.
It is all about loving your family.
No, it's not.
It's all about loving your parents. Right?
No, this one is, and this has got Anil Kapoor in it. It's called Dil Dharakne Do. It's an amazing film. It's modernized. The art of it.
Let your heart beat.
Yeah. And it's such a beautiful film. The direction of it is beautiful, and it is about families of today and the real dramas we have, the expectations of a daughter, the expectations of a son, the things that kids get up to in real life when their parents aren't looking. And it's just a nice film, and it's just a really wholesome film, and it's done really well, and it's a family film, but it touches on real points, and I love it. You guys have to watch it.
Indeed, date night, you and me, bro night. You coming next Friday? Let's watch that. Right. Listen.
I'm serious. Like
recommendation from Sukh, and then we can feed back to it, right? And on that point, Sukh,
hang on, Sukh. Is it only available on a streaming platform?
Yeah, it's actually available on Netflix.
Ah, shit. All right.
There we go.
We watched it again.
Looks like I'm watching it next Friday then.
Date night.
Why don't we Netflix party it and I'll watch it with you?
Sukh's down for
come on then.
Sukh, I think you're of the same opinion.
I need the subtitles then, yeah, safe.
That's fine, bro. When we were growing up, like, Hindi film, like Bollywood industry was very much, a lot of films were like Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge. It was all the love story, right? And now, like, fast forward, and Amir Khan, he's the guy for me who came out and started making like Tare Zameen Par, Dangal, 3 Idiots, all this stuff that started pushing Hindi cinema into like, let's talk about real issues. Yeah. And I love where it is today. Like, again, during lockdown, we went through this phase. So on Netflix, there were loads of, we found like psychological Hindi films, like thrillers, right? Like not horror films, but more like thrillers, and they're so good. Like the storylines.
Did you watch?
Raat Akheli Hai, section of the IP code 365. Loads. I'll send you a list. But like Netflix has a thing.
Ayushmann Khurrana. I know that one. I've seen that one. Yeah.
These films are so good, and then when you watch one, then you get like a suggestion for the rest.
The algorithm picks it up, doesn't it?
I love it. I love that cinema has gone that way now, and it's not just your standard love story. Those are good. Like, I still like, one of my favorite films is still Ishq. Ishq was what I grew up on watching that. And at my sister's wedding just now, we put on the old tune. Judwa was another film that we watched growing up.
Yeah.
Was Salman Khan. We had the songs on again, like dancing to it. But Indy, yeah, back to you, my friend. Bring it back. We've gone too deep.
What's it to bring it back to? Carry on, man.
You
I'm just going to go up my jar right now.
We're supposed to be talking about matchmaking. I'm having such a good time.
I mean, it turned out into this is the beauty of podcast, man. It can go wherever it wants. But if you want to bring it back to matchmaking, so what's the worst date you've ever been on?
I'm chilling.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
You want to know the worst date I've ever been on?
There we go.
What's the worst date
I'll
you've
tell
ever
you
been on?
that. It was that date, the Milton Keynes date. So,
All right, so take me through what happened on that date.
Okay, so he's based in London, I'm based here, and in Leicester. So, first of all, I'm an old-fashioned kind of girl. I think a guy, in fact, you can tell me as guys, I feel as a guy, for a first date, you should make an effort to go where the girl lives.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me just put myself in that shoe. Nah, I would say midpoint.
You'd say midpoint. Okay,
I'd say
that's
midpoint.
a compromise, and I went with it.
If she lives like far, like I'm in Birmingham, if she lives in London, midpoint.
You'd say
Fair enough.
midpoint.
There's more restaurants in London, but if you're willing to meet me in the midpoint, we can figure something out. And then that means next time I'll come to London. That's cool.
Okay.
Because there's
Okay,
more
I
options,
can appreciate
right?
I can appreciate nowadays as well. You know, you don't want to be too invested, especially on a first date. Let's meet halfway. Yeah, that's fine. He said the way he said it was like, I ain't coming to Leicester. That's just too far. Forget that. And that should have been my red flag, but it wasn't.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that should have been my red flag, but it wasn't. So this was when I was really lacking the confidence. So I said, okay, let's meet halfway. And he said, oh, Milton Keynes, I know a place in Milton Keynes. And so I Googled it. I was happy. It was a shopping centre. It was a public space. I was like, okay, cool. So we agreed to meet at 6 p.m. I said I wanted to meet earlier because I was going to go into a territory that I didn't know. And I wanted to come back at an early time and all of that kind of stuff. So I said, let's meet at 4 o'clock. He said, nah, forget that. Not 4 o'clock. Let's meet at 6. And I said, I don't want to meet at 6. I need to be back the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got to get back.
Yeah.
Did you train it or drive?
I drove. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Yeah, I drove. So in the grand scheme of things, Milton Keynes only about an hour and a half away, I'd say. But so I checked in with him on the Friday and said, just checking in on tomorrow, just making sure we're cool. See you at 4 o'clock. Bye. He texted me on a Saturday morning saying, can we meet at 6? I said, no, I can't meet at 6.
We've already gone over this, yeah.
Yeah, and we've already gone over this, yeah. And then he said, okay, cool. Can we make it 5 at least? I've got family coming over. Okay, I'll compromise. Okay, that's fine. I'll meet you at 5. See you at 5. I'll be parked in that car park, like we said. I'll meet you at the entrance, whatever. That's fine. I'm getting there, and it's 4:45. I'm 15 minutes away, and he calls me at 4:45, and I'm thinking, oh, he's already there. And he said, you're all right? Yeah. How are you? Okay, where are you? And I went, I'm just like 10 minutes away, so I'll see you in a bit. And he says, oh, okay, I've not left London yet. Oh, what? Okay, so I just thought, what the hell am I supposed to do? And he said, I'll be there really quick. Don't worry, it'll take me about half an hour. Lo and behold, the time he wanted to meet, which was 6 p.m., is the time we actually met.
Oh, so he did turn up. Oh, okay.
He turned up an hour later, and I was just about to leave, and then he called and he said, okay, I'm here. And I thought, well, I may as well meet him now. I'm starving by now, and I do need some food.
Need a Nando's.
You've got to get back as well, man. That's a mission.
Yeah, exactly.
And where did you meet? Food. Where did you meet?
Nando's.
I can't even remember. No, I think it was
Nando's.
it was like a Nando's or a Chiquitos, something like that. Yeah, it was like a
Standard
food court
meeting
kind of
place.
area. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So when he met, he goes, "Oh, have you been waiting long?" And I just went, I've been here since 5.
This guy, like, you have a brain, like.
This guy's deluded, man. I swear.
But then, do you know what he did? He looked at me and went, "Come on, Keen." And I was like,
Whoa,
I had to do that for effect into the camera.
What does that mean? Why did he wink at you and say someone's keen?
What was the sentence that you said before that to give context? Why would he didn't randomly say that, did he?
Because I said I've been here since 5. And
Oh,
Wow.
right. Okay, but that's...
Yeah.
And then he said someone's keen. Jesus Christ. And winked. Gave you the dirty.
I'm keen by coming at the agreed time that you agreed to meet. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I was just like, I felt like, when you're on Candid, I did at one point just kind of look around like, is this actually
This is awkward. Yeah.
So then what happened after that was we were talking, and then he put his keys out on the table, and he was driving, I think, an Audi, and he just kept pushing his keys in front of me.
Right.
In
I
the
was like,
nice-
what do you want me to do? Drive your car, mate?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but in the
no.
nicest-
What was the signal there? Like, I've got a nice car, or I want to go.
Yeah,
What
but
were
then
you
I
feeling?
didn't. Yeah, but then I didn't want to embarrass him by putting my key down. So I was
Well,
just
You rolled,
like,
you rolled.
What car did you have?
The plane. She bought the jet.
What car did you have, Sukh?
a Jag.
Oi, oi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
Damn
but
right.
then I just thought this does not interest me. These kind of
Yeah,
things.
so you were
I'm not-
courteous in
yeah.
that situation. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
so he was
okay.
just like, oh, I just drove my car and just threw his keys on the table.
Oh, I
and
drove
we
my
were
car.
having
Really?
our
I thought
fun.
you came on foot, mate. You were an hour late, but all right.
Yeah, I figured you came on foot. Yeah, but he,
Right.
bless him, God bless him. But yes,
Bless
we were
him?
talking,
Huh?
yeah, and then we were talking, and then the menu, the waiter came to take our order, and then I was really, really hungry by now. I was like, I have to eat. I'm going to have a migrine. I'm starving. So I'm
Were you
looking at
getting
the
hungry?
menu. Yeah, I was getting hungry. So I was looking at the menu, and I was just kind
Yeah.
of looking over, and he was like, we'll have the dough balls, we'll have this, that. And then he's like, thanks very much. And then the waiter turned around, and it was like a first dates moment. He goes, anything for the lady? And he was like, we're just going to share. He didn't ask me or anything.
Beautiful.
This is like that scene
So
in White
classy.
Chicks, man. In White Chicks,
what?
when he orders.
I ain't
You
seen the
know,
film. I ain't seen it.
What's his name? Big Muscles. Terry Crews. Terry
Yeah.
Crews
Terry.
orders for both of them, and then I think she says, no, well, obviously it's a guy, and then he orders. But that's so forward. So he's ordered for you.
Yeah,
And then,
and I
so
was
did
like,
you
"Ah."
did you get in? Did
So-
you get in? Like,
So this guy, right? First of all, so many red flags. Yeah, I'm like, hang on. Did your
But
mum
you've got to
not
remember,
teach
this is
you?
the
Did your
phase
mum
where
not
I
teach
was-
you? Did your mum not teach you to, number one, be punctual. Number two, to then say, ask the other person what they want first and let them pick. Also, ask them what they're interested in the menu, so you can communicate it to the waiter to show you're listening, right? But no, all these little like points that you could have got, you just fucked up on
all I'm
straight away.
hearing is
I feel like
this
crying
guy had
about
no
it.
class. He had no class
Yeah,
at all, man.
no
It
class
sounds,
at all,
it sounds
man.
like you clearly had a lot of social etiquette. You understood how to conduct yourself with, even if you don't know someone, like if we're around random people, there's a certain level of how you treat someone. This
Massive.
dude,
And what if
with
you
his-
had allergies?
gets his
Speaking-
chubby out, his
speaking
keys
from,
and starts dangling it here.
Yeah,
Speaking
I
from
suppose.
an EpiPen point of view, yeah. What if this guy's ordered you food and it's got like all these,
Allergens.
assortment of nuts in it, and it comes over, and he's like, "Oh, eat it." You're like, "Well, I
I
can't,
would
mate."
have.
I'm,
That would have been. I would have been like, well, okay, we got to stop now.
Oh, okay. So there's a line. All right, okay, fine.
There
Yeah.
was-
So,
there was a line.
did you
Okay.
come in and order your own food though, or not?
I ordered my main myself. Yeah. Can I just say this was at a point where I really lacked confidence, and this was the first time.
No,
I
that's
went on a
fine. I'm
date.
not blaming you
Kind
at
of,
all.
yeah.
I'm blaming this
Yeah.
dickhead, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Sounds like a right.
It
tool,
was
man,
just
this guy.
yeah, and when the starters came, it was just. You'd say, "Oh, dig in." You'd say to the other person, "Oh, go on, you go first, or dig in, or whatever." And we were talking,
Right.
and I was just like, "Do I just dig in? Do I not?" And he was just sitting there eating himself, and he ate like 6 dough balls, and there was only like 3 left. He was like, "Oh, aren't you hungry?" I was like, "Damn right, I'm hungry." I was like, "Oh, I'm all right, thanks." So I thought I don't want to share with you,
Right.
so
okay.
I really this was a
So
really.
hang on. You were hungry, but you didn't share the food because he ate first.
He just literally just put the plate to himself, and
Man, you were like a
this
proper
really says
Indian wife, ready to be
this
made, man. You were
really
like
says a lot about
obedient,
me.
not doing anything, putting everything beside you. You were like, let him do whatever he wants.
I think I just got to the point where I was like, is this really happening? Is this like
Yeah.
I just couldn't get
Is
my
this
head around
dude for
it.
real? Is the dude for real? Like,
And I think
does he
maybe
not have
I-
anything between his ears? Like, it's just.
Maybe I blacked out or something. I don't know, but I just don't from being hungry.
You blacked
I
out
just
from
don't
the
know.
hunger, man, from that
Yeah,
long ass drive and
probably.
having to wait for an hour smelling the food. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah, it was just. And the best thing was when I was like, I'm so bored. I was just looking at him and just looking into his eyes and just take his interest. I'm really bored. And when he asked me a question, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So, and then he just got his phone. He was like, so blah, blah, blah. I feel like I'm looking into the camera. And then he was just like, okay.
Oh.
So
Like,
I actually said to him, I feel like I'm boring you because you're on your phone. And he was like, oh, no, sorry. And then he kept it there and he turned the phone down, but then he
Right.
turned it upwards again. And I just thought,
did we just not talk about? Did we just not have this conversation?
yeah.
But props to you for calling him out, man. Like, again, it's a first date.
Yeah.
You may never see him again. You might just suck it up, whatever, and just like be like, whatever. I'm not going to see this guy again. But you said to him, which is
Yeah.
good. He's probably didn't know how to react to that. He's probably not been taught how to speak to a lady or a girl before.
But in a nutshell, when I was swiping the apps this date was many years ago, about 4 years ago, and in a nutshell, as of last year, he's still on the app.
There's a reason.
I wonder why.
I don't
Keep
know.
showing his app to people.
Why do you?
Yeah, I just don't
Why
know.
do you think that there's now like a big demand for matchmaking services compared to apps? Is it because you can pre-screen someone and you can like learn more about them and maybe get a second opinion? Do you think that's like a big factor that people value now?
Yeah, you filter out the catfishing, the ghosting. Somebody is held accountable. You are. Most of my clients are busy people, so they're just.
This is my question.
I'll leave it with you.
Why does your industry exist? Like and looking from a historical point of view, is it harder for people to meet people now? Are they more fussy? Like, did people just accept what was given to them before, like the arranged marriage stuff? Like, how does your industry exist? What has been the need, the catalyst, the impetus for this to exist?
So I think a lot of things that happen with arranged marriages in our community was all about, oh, he's 6 foot and he's got a good job, he comes from a good family, and that was the criteria, and that was it. But nowadays, you know, our generation in this country, we're becoming more financially independent overall. We choose what we want to do with our money. We go on the holidays and things like that. And we make our own decisions. And that in turn has created love marriages. And so I think a lot of it has come from time changing. And when you're having the Western kind of influence as well. And that matchmaking has evolved. Matchmaking is an age-old tradition from hundreds of years ago, not just our community. So it is something that was used more for the elite, shall we say.
Right.
And it was to have that anonymity and to someone else to do the searching, but you don't have to put yourself out there. And a lot of, from what I can see, a lot of high net worth clientele and net worth people do go to matchmakers because they don't want to show off their finances. They don't want to show off what they are. They want someone to be in the middle, an intermediary, and actually filter that person, filter the prospect, see if what their attitude is towards money, what do they want from their lives, what are they expecting, and that's how you introduce someone. It isn't just, oh, he's 6 foot, he's over 6 foot, he's a pharmacist or whatever, he's got his own business. Do you see what I'm saying?
Love it.
Because oh, she's really, and in the olden days it used to be, oh, she can make roti and, you know, she's good at lutai.
How round are her rotiyan? Yeah,
but that's how it
how many
used
can
to
she
be,
churn out? How many RPMs can you do rotis per minute? Tell me.
There you go.
Right?
That's the standard. That's it.
My rotis are round as a pound, I'll give you that.
There you go. Round as a pound, mate.
But yeah, so matchmaking has evolved, and why it's come back now is because people are tired of the apps. But I feel the apps aren't used effectively. The apps are given a bad reputation because you do get the catfish. I'll give you an example. I was on the dating. I decided to go back onto the dating apps 2 weeks ago. I thought, come on, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's see what's happening out there. And the first person I got chatting to, not only catfished me, ghosted me as well.
What do you mean they catfished you? Like, were they just not the person they thought?
Catfished me, yeah. So catfished. He told me his wife passed away. In the nicest possible way. Those kind of conversations give me red flags from past experience. But he told me his wife passed away and he had a 12-year-old son. Right. That might be true, but he said he's not on Instagram. Right. And then I just got into a conversation about the fact I'm a matchmaker. And he was like, can I see your profile? And I said, here's my link. I've got nothing to hide. And he was like, oh, I'm not very Instagram savvy. I'll use my sister's profile. I think that's kind of weird because you can still see an open profile.
You can see an open profile, like let's not be stupid now.
Yeah, so that to me raises a red flag. So I'm kind of smart. I was like, okay, here's my profile. I thought he's going to go through my story anyway. I'll clock the username.
Yes.
Clever.
So I clocked it. He said, oh wow, your profile's really cool, etc. I clocked the username, and he did, lo and behold, use his sister's profile. But his sister was only, or whoever that person was only following 2 people. And out of those 2 people, I thought, let's see who she's following. Obviously, she'll follow her brother. She was, this profile was following this guy, the one I was talking to. Certainly the photo I've seen. So he told me he lives in London. He has a 12-year-old son. He's an architect.
Right, okay.
So I found this guy. He was Canadian. He was a high, premium car dealer, and he had thousands of followers and loads of reels and everything. And it was either he was using this guy's picture, and the names were different. He told me he was one name and this guy was another. But either he was pretending to be this guy or he was lying to me. And then we had a conversation, and then he just disappeared.
What?
So these are the
Wow.
these are
What's
the
he
kind
gaining?
of
What's
things.
he gaining from that?
Exactly. I don't know what his intentions were.
Yeah.
And
Fucking psychopath, man. That's what it is.
yeah, and then these are the kind of things that give apps a bad reputation.
Of course they do, yeah.
Because you're tired of having to go through those kind of things, and you just think, why am I bothering?
Jesus, man. I can't imagine being on an app and that happening like that. That sounds horrible. Like, imagine
And that only
Imagine
happened
if
2
you're-
weeks ago.
not even calling people gullible, but like, imagine if you think you found someone that's really good for you, and then you think it's like a good fit, and then you meet them, and it's just like they're not that person, they're someone random. You're like, wait, what
Yeah.
the fuck? And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, all your hopes and dreams are gone, and now you're in this different place of being like, you doubt everything. So you go
Yeah.
from one extreme of severe optimism to severe pessimism. No matter what, you're like,
Yeah,
oh, you lied to
exactly.
me. Then you build trust issues. Then you take that to the next person. Now
Yeah.
it's a domino effect. It's
Exactly.
like fucking hell.
I'm obviously from experience, I'm a lot more stronger. I'm relaxed. I laughed it off like there goes another one. But other people, it could really knock their confidence.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
could
really
easily.
not
I can see that.
healthy. Yeah, it's just not healthy, especially when your intention is to meet a partner. And I think nowadays people write things like "no time wasters, please." That comes from a negative place, from your experiences of the
It does,
opposite
yeah.
sex. Nowadays, you've got to market yourself. So when it comes to your profile, you have to market yourself. It's not what you're looking for, it's what you can bring to the table. Because you want to resonate and you want to attract that kind of person.
What are the funniest things you've seen in people's bios? Like,
Yeah,
do you
like,
see
there must be
pictures of
some
them
stuff.
like airbrushed in like a Lamborghini when it's a hired out Lamborghini? Do you see like really, really weird shit like a guy at like an archery range, even though he's never done archery before? Like all kinds of shit
I've
like
not
that.
seen anything like that. What really gets my goat is when you see things like Hrithik Roshan, Bollywood actor.
Yeah.
And it's like, Hrithik Roshan is not on Tinder.
Yeah.
This is me, yaar. This is me with my top off. Oh my god.
Yeah. And there was
This
one,
is my
a
other
Punjabi
profile.
artist yeah, and there's a Punjabi artist who's a friend of mine, and it was his profile, and I know he's not single. He's seeing someone. So I was like,
Oh,
somebody's
yeah.
obviously used to grab it, and I shot it, sent it to him. I was like, check this out. Anyway, so what I tend to do is chat to them and say, oh, you're so handsome, and all this kind of stuff.
Just
You're
to
so
play up to it.
handsome, you must really work out, and they just go with it. And it's just like, and then I just write something like, because of guys like you, women are really disheartened, blah, blah, blah. You really need to change your photo. And then all
Oh
of a
yes,
sudden,
Sukh.
yeah,
Sukh
but
is
then all-
the app policeman. Like she just gets...
yeah, but then all of a sudden I get blocked. I can't think why.
Oh wow.
I mean, apps are such a great way to meet people, but it's things like this that really, really let them down. And that's not the app's fault, it's the kind of people on it.
So
It's
why
just-
is it now? No, sorry, Karen.
No, go on.
Why is it now that there's a, how do I say this? There's a want for girls to meet a sing. Like, I'm
Is
not
there?
saying this from like a cocky point of view, but way back in my brother's day, only 10 years ago, he was dating, and on profiles it said no turbans, please. Like on loads of girls'
No
open
what?
profiles saying no turbans, please, or like no sings, please, because they didn't want to be with a guy that kept their hair. But nowadays, it's kind of fashionable to be with a sing. I don't know
Daljit-
if it's like
Daljit is the
something
reason.
different.
All the
I think
singers.
it probably is something like that. It's got to be something to do with the industry. But
Yeah.
You
there's
know
just
what?
been this sudden swing, and I'm like, whoa, what happened there? Because
I know,
when
you know
when,
what?
when he was telling me all these stories, I was like, yo, shit, is that going to be me if I jump on an app one day? But I didn't have to go through that. But still, I was thinking like that's something that's quite fucked up, really. If you're a Sikh
Yeah, I don't
and you've got
think-
like a small pool of people, you're halving that even more to smaller.
Yeah, I don't feel that this comes back to what I said earlier on. Don't write about what you don't write about what you offer. And I think,
Yeah.
I mean, when my parents were looking for me, I wanted to marry a Sardar. I didn't, my ex was clean shaven, but I wanted to marry a Sardar, but I was from that school of thought. I don't know, I had a message from Canada yesterday as well. A guy, he approached me for matchmaking, but I referred him. But he said, can I ask you about the UK and what the attitude is towards a turban? I genuinely got this question
yeah.
yesterday.
Wow.
It is
Yeah.
a thing, yeah. It is a
Yeah.
thing.
Indy, where did you hear it from?
I got it from my brother, and then the more and more that I saw that he was telling me stories like this happens, I was like, nah. And then I started talking to a few of his mates, and they're like, no, it's a thing. But obviously that was his generation. I've not spoken to anyone in our generation who's been through the same thing.
Where did you hear about people on sings? Where did you hear that from?
I haven't heard about it now. I was asking if it's still a thing now, right? Because I don't know if it is, because I'm not on the apps. But also, if you have our mates who are sings, they might go through the same thing later. I don't know. But the Instagramification of life now, I'm thinking, oh, it's really fashionable to be with a sing because you can style their bug guides and their outfit and stuff like
street
that.
style and
you've got all these like massive changes now.
Yeah, I don't. You know what?
I
honestly, I'm not going to lie. I don't know the answer to that question. It's not really conversations I've had. I'm assuming with my matchmaking, I'm open. I don't deal with caste. And when it comes to turban, I've made a rule myself that if I find a Sikh guy with a turban that is compatible, I'm going to put him forward. You've not mentioned otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't feel that should be right. But at the same time, it's just I don't even have any turbaned clients either. So that's interesting. I've not kind of turned it around either.
Yeah.
I've not got there yet. So it's just I'm not under that assumption that I should ask because if it
what did you reply to the Canadian guy? So when he asked about that, what did you say?
So again, like I just said, it's just what I said to you, that I haven't really had any experience as such. But I can still, honestly, hand on heart, I think it may still be an issue nowadays. I don't know why though. I just don't. Maybe people are a little bit intimidated by it, or they maybe feel that maybe his family is strict, or I'm gonna have to live a certain way. But if the guy is living a modern way, get to know him and his vibe and, resonate with him and see if you guys click. But, they're going to sort them out later.
Absolutely. And the thing you said very early on in the call, Sukh, which, during lockdown, I had a really long discussion with a friend, right? About, he's single, okay, and he liked somebody, but he knew his family would disapprove. And we got this whole thing, family expectation, right? And like you said, traditional, let's call it matchmaking back in the day, was where did they graduate? So what's their degree in? How tall are they? What are their A levels, CV? What do their parents do?
Tell me their biodata.
Right, biodata, right? And then what do their families do? Where did they graduate? And all this stuff. And I was like, these are all surrogate markers. Like, for example, so I'm a doctor, right? And if I was in that pool, they'd be like, oh, this guy's a doctor. So your expectation
You'd be an eligible bachelor.
Right, but the expectation, what you're saying is, because he's a doctor, you're assuming that my values are hard work, honesty, like da-da-da-da. So really what you want is you need to know somebody's values and beliefs. But they don't ask that. They don't really get to that. They use all these other
but they assume the values off your career or where you are as a person.
Exactly.
But
which is not fair.
But also the reputation of the family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've heard of this name.
What if your family's unknown? Like, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
And that's why matchmaking is different, because I ask you. I want to first of all build your profile where I learn about your past, your relationship history, your what you had, any relationships or any near misses, engagements, anything like that. Where do you think it went wrong? Do you think you could have bettered it? Where are you at now in your life? But not just with your relationship, with your career, with your family, your friends. Where are you?
Yeah.
And then also, how do you want to move forward in your life? Where do you see your future? So I want to make sure with all those three elements that I find someone that matches all of that. It's not just right. How tall are you? What caste are you? What religion are you?
Yeah.
What do you do for a job? And what degree have you done? Haven't done a degree?
Do you only do Punjabi matchmaking, or is it
no,
matchmaking?
Hindus and Sikhs.
Okay.
Yeah, Hindus and Sikhs. So Hindu Punjabi, Hindu Gujarati, and Sikhs. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you're single. It looks like you're happily single. But I presume you're open to meeting somebody.
Yes, everybody says I set up Matched because I'm trying to find the one. And I've totally forgotten.
No, but here's my question. You know people in the industry, don't you? So are you open to being matchmaked by another matchmaker? Is that something you would do because you do it now?
Yeah, I think I would be. I think I would actually. Yeah, I probably would. And one thing, I was on a podcast a few weeks ago with a dating expert, James Priest, and he actually said, from his experience, single people that have gone into the matchmaking industry haven't stayed single for long because of the laws of attraction. When you're talking about love every day, when you're surrounding yourself by love every day, you will find the one. And I was like, really, James? He was like, yeah, it's what happened.
like, James. So James, you know what I'm thinking? When you said James, I thought, goodness gracious me,
James.
James.
James Priest is one of the top dating coaches in the
Wow.
country. Yeah, so he actually said from his experience, and I was like, that is so true with the law of attraction. When you're surrounding yourself with love every day, when you're talking about connecting people, when you're talking about values, and you're going to attract it. So I'm very
That's
patient.
why we're having this
now.
conversation, man. Like, I'm definitely vibing with you, man. We talk about values, you talk about Bollywood. Indy, not so much, right? So it's fine. But, me and Sukh, we'll carry on speak. I'm joking. I love you, man. Law of attraction is
No,
why
you
we got
don't.
together, Indy. You got around me for the same reason. And Sukh,
You know what?
mentioned
Law of
this word-
attraction says that, yeah, because you didn't like me at first. Yeah.
That's true. But we won't get into that. Dating coach.
But you came back for some Mindy loving.
Yeah.
He did,
Some
he did.
Stroke,
Can't
some
resist.
stroking.
Can't
Stroking.
resist.
Stroking.
Don't
Right.
forget, I've got shame on the paper.
Indy, not Indy, what was I saying? The dating
Yes.
coach. You said dating coach, Sukh, and I thought like Hitch. Is it like Hitch or not like Hitch?
Hitch is more of a matchmaker.
Right. Give us the
Ooh.
what's the difference? Tell us.
So dating coach will talk about, where are you lacking confidence? Where do you need to, what things do you need to work on your game, basically? What anxiety, what issues do you have? What breakthroughs do you need? And that's what a dating coach does. What a matchmaker does is learn about where you are, what you're at. And I've had some people where they've talked to me. I've had clients that have had disturbing pasts. And they've said that, I've said, look, you know what? I feel that because this has gone on in your life, I really feel you could resonate with talking to a coach. They don't want to, but it's something that I feel if you're going to move forward in relationship, we need to work on this before you move forward. And I don't take everybody on. I can't match everyone.
Yeah.
And B, if I don't feel I'm going to have enough matches or recommendations, there's no point. I don't want to take your money. I've got my reputation on the line. And if I feel if you've got something you need to work on, I can refer you to James, or I would say you need to, I don't think you're in the right place. I have done that as well. I had a girl, again, like this guy saying, right, I need you to send me loads of matches, as many as possible. And I was like, no, it's just not, that's just not how I work. It's not fair on the guys. And I'd have to charge you a lot more because I'll be working for you full-time solely.
24/7, yeah. But
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
really, really big point. And again, within medicine, so we'd call that knowing the limits of our competence. So although my intention might be to help a patient, right? And my speciality is medical emergencies. If it's out of my remit, then the best thing for me to do is refer them to somebody else.
Exactly.
And that ethically, that's really important. And even within my coaching space, people come to me and they want mindset coaching, authenticity coaching, but sometimes they're really broken people. And look, I'm a doctor, but I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist. So I realize that actually some of my people I have to refer to counseling, psychologists. And so look, when this is sorted, when you've got through these blockers, come back and then we can take it from there.
Exactly. And people say, oh, but you do the coaching, you give the advice. I'm not a coach, I'm an expert.
This is
So
the thing,
I know
right?
about
Like,
it.
yeah, that's
I
the,
can't guide
that's a
you
big
that
factor.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
That's a
give you
big
the
thing that
coping
people need to understand.
mechanisms or anything. Yeah, I can guide you. I can, but a coach can give you those coping mechanisms, or how to deal with anxiety when dating, or how to overcome certain barriers that you may have. I can talk to you about it, but a coach can go that little bit further. I'm not accredited or qualified in any way to do that.
There is another show on Netflix about this, like a guy, his name's Matthew Hussey, I think it is. He's like a massive dating coach. He has his own show where he coaches women through dates. They're like at networking events, and then he's like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that, etc. And I'm like, ooh, this seems quite invasive, but I can see why you signed up to it, because you find out his name, and then when you look at him, he's a big dating coach, and he has like this massive like virtual getaways and stuff.
You know what
I'm
you
like,
need to
oh, okay.
watch? Millionaire Matchmaker. Have you seen that?
I think I've heard about it.
Sound familiar?
So Patty Stanger is a matchmaker in America, and she charges hundreds and thousands for her matchmakers because she only matchmakes millionaires. And
Of course she does. She can charge premium. Yep.
But the premium comes with a premium service. What she'll do is she'll learn about him, but she actually does what you call like a get together, a network event, where she will actually get all the guys, like girls. She'll do like a casting thing where she'll get the girls together, and he'll go the drinks that night. He can chat to them all. He has to choose 3, and from those 3, he can speak to them one-to-one.
Channel
and from those
4, mate.
one-to-ones.
Remember that program? What was it called? Blind Date. That was the show, man. That's what I'm thinking about. Bring all the girls back. It's like, Carol, which one do you want to speak to? I'll take the one behind door number 2.
It was Stiller.
Stiller, that was it.
Stiller.
Yeah. Not Carol.
Stiller,
Oh,
I
Carol
think
Vorderman.
Stiller.
I'm thinking of Carol.
You're gonna have a lot of laughs.
That was such a lie.
That show was so funny.
Wow. That show was mad because sometimes when the guy would walk around and he'd think that he's like found this amazing girl, and he sees the one that he thinks he wants, but then it's not her, someone else. He's like, oh no, and you can see in his face like, no.
It's insane, yeah. But dating is a gamble, and you just have to go with it. You have to embrace it. Yeah, it is, but it's fun. Enjoy the journey, however you do it, whether it is a matchmaker, whether it is on the apps. Stay safe. And definitely enjoy the journey, because you never know who you're going to meet along the way. Like I said, I've made friends, and it's just, I've met people that I bumped into after so long, and it's fun. You've got to enjoy it. And I am, I'm not going to be disheartened by it, but I'm in a really good place. I'm enjoying life. I'm happy, and that's the best way to be. And I encourage anyone that is single, especially coming out of lockdown now. This year is going to be the summer of love. People that are single.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
The summer
people that
of
are
love.
single. Yeah, the people that are single are going to have felt that loneliness in lockdown. They may be living with family. They may be living alone, and it's just, wouldn't it have been great to have had that partner to confide
But
into?
also, on the side of caution, some of them are going to be fucking desperate, and some of them are going to compromise and not be themselves. So be careful.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a note as well. Yes, a little disclaimer there. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more people that are open to dating this summer, and people are going to go out with full intention to find their life partners. So
yes,
I'm excited to see what the summer brings. Yeah,
Sukh is ready to serve them. So guys, ladies, if you're listening to the podcast right now, actually, do you know what? Let's frame it even more so. There's going to be a lot of people listening to this who are going to be a bit shy, right? Who are going to be sitting on the fence thinking, "Ooh, I probably do need that, but I wouldn't reach out." What is your message to people who feel like that? How do you like destigmatize it? This thing.
check out my Instagram profile.
Boom.
Which is
Matched UK. All my handles across all socials are Matched UK. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Matched UK, and Matched UK, and the website. Yeah, I can say the website, matcheduk.com, because it's going live this week. So by the time this uploads, it'll be live. So yeah, but also it's a discreet and confidential service. So if you want to talk to me and inquire, I do actually have a waiting list at the moment for the elite membership. So I am working with that at the moment. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So, if you do want to inquire, even to join my select network, which is my dating pool, by all means, just reach out, have a chat. I'm really friendly, and you can book in a video call just like this, and you can see that I'm a nice person. Hopefully you guys think I'm nice.
And you might see a background. You never know.
Yeah.
Ooh, you might.
So
exactly.
we could do and sorry, I'll finish on. We can do a next podcast. Will be on a film review of Dil Dhadakne Do.
Down, Indy. Look, there's built-in accountability. Guys, listeners, right? Listen, the listeners are listening, right? There is built-in accountability now. If Indy does not watch this film, then we do something to Indy, right? We get him disbarred from. The
You're not doing anything to me, mate.
We do something to Indy. We come to his house and stroke his wall or something. We'll do something.
My days,
are you guys meeting next Friday?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, so I will text you on the 8th of May then. Did you watch it?
Okay, deal.
Built-in accountability.
Fine. I'll accept it. Well, on that note, I think it's a good place to wrap up, but we do have quick fire questions that we ask every podcast.
Boom.
So
now she's nervous.
You got to give me the first answer that comes to your mind, alright?
Oh God, okay.
Okay, so start off with some normal generic questions. You have to warm me up. So, do you prefer Ribena or squash?
Ribena.
What's your favourite place in the world?
Mumbai.
Ooh, okay. Do you prefer achar or chutney?
Chutney.
Do you like black dal or yellow dal?
Gurdwara black dal.
Gurdwara. Oh, the specifics. I like it. It's true, because it is different. It is different. I'll say
There's
that.
something about Gurdwara dal, isn't
It's
there?
true, it is 100% true. Yeah. Asian date or dill mill, even though you don't like apps?
No, I don't mind apps. Asian date or dill mill. It's going to have to be dill mill.
Why?
Because dill mill, I've had more matches than I have Asian date.
Oh, fair enough. There you go, sorted. I like that logic. Nothing about like the interface or anything. Yeah, fine. Okay, all right. On the first date, Nando's or high end?
Nando's. Not even Nando's, coffee.
Ooh, coffee. Yes. Okay. Looks or personality?
Oh.
Standard question, yaar.
Oh, what are you doing, yaar?
We don't make it easy, yaar.
Oh, 50-50.
50-50. All
Okay,
right, fine.
okay.
What's the best chat-up line you've ever heard?
Oh, God.
Mm.
Oh. I think it was that. Have you seen Little Ray Ray? Little Ray Ray, the profile.
Yeah.
He's
The
done
kid on
one.
Instagram.
Yeah, the little kid on Instagram. He said, "Oh, have you fallen?" Oh God, it was a really cute line. It was just something like, "Oh, have you fallen from heaven because you've been running through my mind all day or something?" Like that.
Oh,
Wait, that's the
God.
best. That's the best one.
He was like, "Have
That's
you
the
fallen
best
from
one.
heaven?" She's like, "No, why?" He goes, "Because you've been running through my mind all day."
Oh, wait. Indy, that's the next one. That's the opposite one.
It was something like that. Yeah.
What's the worst chat-up line you ever heard?
Oh God, you know what? I can't even remember. It's been that long since someone's chatting.
What are things you should not ask on a first date?
Finances.
Okay.
Don't talk about
Finances?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else or just finances?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was just one answer.
No.
There's a list.
Yeah.
Give me a list. Give me your criteria.
Don't talk about finances. Don't act obnoxious about what you have. What you don't throw your keys out on the table. I just think money is the biggest thing. I can't think of anything else because I feel like fire around.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Finances, yeah, definitely.
Okay, on the first date, do you split the bill or the guy covers all of it?
I'm open to splitting. But I'm an old school girl. I like the guy.
Chivalry. Right.
But this is why I
No,
prefer
man,
coffee.
I'm not about that life.
Yeah, I prefer coffee dates because you don't want to invest too much time.
Okay, but then on the second date, do you assume the guy should pay if you go to a dinner?
No, I'm up for 50-50, but if he says I'll pay, I'm not going to argue.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, but
Arranged marriage or love marriage?
Low
Marriage. Okay.
Low marriage. Okay.
Lower.
Fine. Do you prefer a man with a beard or a man without a beard?
Beards.
Beards win. There we go. It's all about the bearded men. There we go.
What's the most annoying thing about guys?
They don't get. Sometimes they just don't get it. You could be so obvious, and you just like they just don't get it.
What do you mean they don't get it? Don't get what?
I could be like, I really like you. I'm giving you all the signals. For the love of God, just make.
Okay. Hold up. Ladies are infamous, man.
This is just a question and answer.
No,
right?
yeah, I know, but we got to have some comeback on that, man. Like, personal story here, so just really be obviously married to my wife now, 4 years, known each other 10 years, right? But there was a period, right, where she was giving some mixed ass signals, which I could not understand or read. Like, her friends would be like, she likes you, and I was like, mate, she does not like me, man. My other friends say she doesn't like me. So women, and then afterwards it transpired, she's like, I did like you, but I couldn't tell you, and then I wasn't giving those signals out. And I was like, guys clearly just either we don't get it with thick, but we do like it. We'll just tell you, man. The girls are just like, I don't know how you do it.
So it's actually the girls and not the guys. So I need to stop giving the ishare and the signals and just be like, we're doing this or what?
Siddi gal, man. That's what you need to be like, right?
Give it the straight talk. That's it.
Siddi gal. Yeah.
All right. Now, what's the most annoying thing about girls?
Oh, what's the most annoying thing about girls? About dating or generally?
Girls, period.
Dating.
Dating. Okay, I was just going to say, I hate how long it takes girls to get ready.
That's a fair one. I can.
Yeah, I know you guys are there because I think I'm very simple. I don't take that long to get ready, and I'm just like, what?
I have to tell my wife a fake time that we're going to leave the house for a wedding.
Sorry, ladies, but yeah.
Oh no. Sandra's the opposite with me. If I have to get ready,
right.
I have to get ready first because I take longer. I take longer. Yeah.
It's all that time stroking the wall, isn't it?
It's the beard. It's the beard, man. I'm telling you, it's the beard. And plus, I take the piss. Like, if we're going to a wedding in the morning, yeah, I will wake up and I'll be like, I do backwards maths. I'm like, oh, we have to be out by 10, yeah? All right. I'll be out of bed at 9:30. I will be ready at 10. And I'll be ready at like 10:03 and I'll get it in the neck. But I'm like, I timed it. It's half an hour done. You were up at 8 o'clock doing all your shenanigans, yeah? There you go.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Backwards maths, lads.
I don't know. But then I know girls look gorgeous when it's worth the wait and all of that stuff. I'm just like, I'm just not into taking that long getting ready. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I level with that. Would you prefer a grand proposal or a quiet and elegant proposal?
Quiet, intimate proposal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. None of this singing to your wife, Karan.
Did you sing?
Yes, you did.
So 2015, Indy and I are in New York for a Bhangra competition, right? At the end of the competition, I scattered out Central Park a little bit. I knew I was going to do it in Central Park, but I wanted to check it out. There's a bridge in there, Bow Bridge. Okay?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? So at that point, not a long time, 2016, I was like, I just watched like 50 Shades, and I emailed the concierge hotel.
What? Careful where you go with the story, bro.
Listen. So in the film, he lands that helicopter. He's obviously a billionaire, whatever, on the roof. So I'm there, like, speaking to this concierge in the hotel, which is like right next to Central Park. I said, listen, you need to lock down Central Park. That's the first thing I said. B, point number 2, B, right? I want to land the helicopter in Central Park. And they were like, sir, this isn't possible. So yeah, my levels of grandeur, much normal. I did sing. I sung. What did I sing? No, not Kuch. It was either Ed Sheeran Thinking Out Loud, or it was.
Nice.
Just, yeah, because I sang on my wedding day as well, and that was a Hindi song.
Yeah, he sang on his wedding day as well.
So can you actually sing?
What did I sing, man? I'm okay. I do Kirtan, so I've got like.
Oh, then you can.
Understanding scales, but what's the song, man? Shindy, what's the
I
song?
don't know, man. I wasn't there.
What did I sing on the wedding? My wife's just behind me.
Hi.
She's just, oh yeah, you guys know each other. Tom Hi Ho, I sang Tom Hi Ho.
Oh, okay, I'll rate that.
Yes.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah. We were all doing this.
Yeah.
Really, we were all like, "What? Karan can sing, right?"
That's
Okay,
cute.
last question. Complete the sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share what?
I don't know, I was going to say my life, but that just sounds really cheesy. That's the first thing that came to my head.
Right,
That's what comes to your head. I'll take that.
Yeah, that was the first thing. Yeah, I think as you get older, it's about companionship. And I think I'm in this state of mind now where I'm like, I just like to be with a guy who just calls me and says, what you up to? Nothing. Okay, get ready. I'm picking you up. Let's just go grab a bite to eat. And then drop me home when he goes home.
Yeah.
So you have your own space now. And this is the problem with as you get older, you're set in your ways. So it's harder to compromise because you do get that independence. I'm a lot older than you guys. So, you are set in your ways and you are just like, you don't want to compromise that, but you still want your space. So as much as you want to be together, you just want that space apart as well. So that's my idea of dating right now. Just pick me up, take me to food and drop me home. No, it's not really, but you can see what I'm saying, right? It's just you want your boundaries and space now. And it is about having that company to go away on holidays and just activities and whatever around and hang out with his circle. Yeah, exactly. So that's where I'm at, guys. Was that the last one?
Sorted. That's it. That's the last one. You passed the flying colours.
Thank you.
So this has been a...
No ambush. I told you it wasn't going to be an ambush podcast. It was all good.
No, it was chilling. I don't think we talked much about matchmaking, but I really, really enjoyed it. It was great to have this.
No, that's all right.
I think this is my idea of a social after so long. This is me getting social after a long time.
Yeah.
No, it's been a really, really good chat.
And we did talk about a lot of things with matchmaking. You'll see with the snippets that come out after.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. It was really good. Thank you so much. Got me Purani Yaad Taja. That means...
What does that mean?
Do you want to translate, Jazz?
No, you can do it. It's okay.
Just old memories just brought back Mumbai and all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. Yeah, thanks for that.
You know what's mad? I think I need to stop doing that, Karan. This is like the 5th person in a row that said this to me. Yo, you took me down memory lane, man. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it was really nice.
That's all we are, man. We're collecting memories and experiences.
It was so good. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Guys, if you're listening to this podcast right now, if you're sitting there, like Sukh said, you're lonely, you're horny, whatever you are, hit Sukh up, all right? Hit Sukh up because she is the #1 UK's matchmaker. You've heard it here. She comes from a place of ethics. Okay, she thinks about values and culture. She's clearly putting time, effort, and energy into doing what she does. And it's not about putting you with some random ass person. This is the way the world's going to be. Then, guys, you want to be with someone who's doing it properly. So hit her up. Either message us, message her directly. Sukh is your person.
Thank you.
At Match UK, guys. Don't forget. All platforms. That's it, guys. That's this week's episode. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Guys, if you want Indy to do more stroking, tell us. We can get him to do more. It's fine.
Nope. I'm not stroking anything except my wallpaper. Thank you. All right, cool. Cheers. And on that note, like, comment, share, subscribe. Take care. Have a good week, guys.
Peace.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.